So there was this new movie that isn't reported on the numbers. It's reported on Box Office Mojo, but absolutely no one went to go see it. So basically, what is this movie? Okay, this movie is called God and Country. So basically, this is a documentary, and no one went to go see it. Okay, basically, basically Robert Reiner. I have never heard of this guy before, but basically he made a documentary mocking people for being Christian, mocking people for voting the wrong way. Okay, it is a movie that you'd think that people would want to see this movie. You'd think that the that America's become so left wing, is what they'll say, that people would want to see it, but absolutely nobody went to go see it. No one went to go see it. So basically, they released this movie basically making fun of Christianity and people who believe in the Christian nation. Okay, who believe in the idea that America should be a Christian nation, even though Christians do, at least still for right now, make up a majority of the population. Okay, he hasn't had a hit since the bucket list, so this guy has made nothing but flops. It's kind of like giving Rachel Zegler the Action Star of the Year when all the movies until the Hunger Games have been nothing but flops, have been nothing but failures at the box office. Okay, Hollywood is continuing to reward failure with failure. Okay, but this is the biggest woke failure of the year, besides Disney's absolute travesty of releasing these old movies at the box office, and of course Madame Web. But it seems that 2024 has been a pretty bad year so far for the woke and wokeism. Okay, as well. So the movie, you won't be too surprised by the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Guess what? 92% of these dumb critics gave this movie a positive score. Okay, that really shows you. Okay, like I'm not gonna really talk about the most of the political, but it is kind of funny that they'll give this a 92%, but they'll trash on a lot of movies like the Mario movie because it didn't pander to them. Okay, but this is the biggest woke failure of 2024. I'm not gonna get into because I know this is a political movie, as all, but you can definitely tell what types of movies they like. Okay, there's no audience score for this, but this movie is out in theaters. It made only $48,000, but look at the scores of the movies they put out. Okay, they made a movie. There was a movie Death of the Nation. I always talk about all the time. Or the A that had for some reason had a 0%, but the AOC movie had 100% as well. You can definitely tell which side of the political aisle that these critics, so-called critics, critics should be judging movies objectively. Okay, is it a good narrative? Is it a good documentary? Does the documentary make sense? Okay, but the critics can't think past ideology with movies. They only give good reviews to movies that they like. For example, The Marvels has a positive score on Rotten Tomatoes, but the Mario movie does not. This is why no one takes Rotten Tomatoes seriously. And the audience scores for God and Country, for the people who have seen it, they say it's an awful movie. It's actually I know it's a documentary, but 3.7 out of 10 and 45%. No one cares about this movie at all. No one went to go see it either. Okay. And basically, if you support Christianity in America, you are threatening democracy or some bullcrap, and it's very, very just dumb. Okay, because you support you're not an atheist like me. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say you're not an atheist secular like me. Okay, you're threatening democracy. Okay, and this is just another failure in the woke of 2024. Absolutely no one went to go see this movie. 38K opening. No one went to go see this movie, and no mainstream media is really reporting on it because it's embarrassing. That's why it's embarrassing. This movie opened so well, okay, and nobody went to go see this movie, okay, and this is why people aren't going to the theaters anymore because they put out stuff like this and expect people to watch it. They put out stuff like Madame Web and expect people to watch it, or The Marvels, or Risk. Those are both Disney movies. Or keep Amber Heard and Aquaman knowing that people don't like her, knowing that people don't have anything good to say about Amber Heard. Okay? It was humiliated. Only 451 per theaters for 4 days. That's incredibly low, which means if you had, assuming you only had one showing, it probably around $112. Or 10 people spread across many showings. So only like 10 people went to go see this movie per showing. Okay? That's awful numbers, okay? Assuming they sold it like 2 or 3 times in the theaters, no one went to go see this movie. Absolutely 0 people went to go see it, and they say that they're winning in the culture war. That's what they call it, the culture war. But yet, the Disney and Hollywood are the ones that are losing. It's just that simple. Hollywood is the one that's losing, okay? Hollywood has struggled in 2023, especially Walt Disney Company and Warner Bros. Okay? But when we need something that's not woke, it makes hundreds of millions of dollars in case of the Mario movie. Okay? In case of the Mario movie, made hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? It made over $1 billion. It shows that people don't want to see woke garbage on the screen. And earlier this year, the movie, Beekeeper, along with the Amazon action shows that did pretty well. Guess what? Those did way better than all of the woke crap they have released. Okay. The reason why the Puss in Boots sequel and Avatar were so successful is, yes, both movies weren't woke. Okay. Both movies push good messages in the movies, and that's what people want to see. People don't want to see woke feminism in the movies. People don't want to see this woke politics in the movie. Okay? And yes, movies have always been political. But the fact that they're pushing wokeism in movies is what people don't want to see. It's just that simple. This is just photos proof of every single woke failure coming towards it. Okay? And no matter how many times the critics give the woke movies good scores, the attendance is absolutely none. Absolutely none. I think the tide is truly turning against wokeism and wokeness as a whole. Okay? I think the general populace is waking up to the true horrors of wokeness and woke ideology to the point that it's no return. Okay? No return. There is no return again to wokeness. Hollywood dug the grave with this ideology. They were dug the grave. We're following it. Same thing with Facebook and all these other sites because they want to bow down to the woke masters. All these, sites where, that no one will talk about, but there's a lot of these websites or organizations that have so much influence over Hollywood. I don't want to say their names, but, that basically Hollywood and all these companies will just bow down to them. Okay? It is kind of weird that they always bow down to the same 10 sites or all these other things. But I don't want to talk more about that. But yeah, it is pretty funny that people are sick of it. I think, the pendulum is swinging against wokeness, against the woke ideology. And people will remember this time in history as, what the hell went on? Okay, what the hell went on? Why was the world trying to kill itself? Okay? Who dare to vote against, people who don't like the system? How dare you not vote for, so I know this is how dare you not vote for a political party or something, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody went to go see God and Country, The Rise of Christian Nationalism, because no one is scared of this threat, this boogeyman, which is just Christians as a whole, basically, wanting to make America basically stay a Christian country, because that's basically what I think that's what Christian nationalism is. They want to make America a Christian country and based off Christian values instead of being based off of secular values. There is actually very few Christian countries in the world. I think the only country is like Zambia. I know UK and like Denmark will say they are, but they're not really the really secular countries. Like, for example, in Asia, all like every single country in the Middle East identifies as a Islamic country. Okay, that is what is taught in those countries. The same thing with uh Southeast Asia and Buddhism as well. Buddhism is the main religion. It's the same thing with India, with Hinduism as well. I think Hinduism will probably become the official religion of India in the next couple of years. I could definitely see some South American countries also becoming more Christian, pro Christian, and basically they don't like Christian nationalism because they don't want atheism, because basically they want atheism to take over because that's what they teach in schools. Okay, they were teaching in like science class. If you're religious, like you don't know, God isn't real, or atheism is the right way to think, or something like that, and it's very ridiculous. Okay, I think people are starting to see through the mask. Okay, through the mask of the woke masters. It is just that simple. Okay, absolutely. You know, and what do you think? No one went to go see this movie. Absolutely zero people went to go see this movie, and it's basically the biggest folk failure of the year. Okay, but just remember, the Sound of Freedom. That was another movie that was successful, made money, and that was an anti-child trafficking movie. And this movie that makes fun of and mocks Christians, no one went to go see. Imagine trying to read this movie in like DRC or Brazil. I think you'll get like $2. You get like literally empty theaters in those countries. Okay, but America, a country that's like 60 or 70% Christian. Yeah, no, it's not. If it didn't fly there, maybe sort of had a better opportunity of showing this movie in China or Estonia. Well, they are not Christian. They'll probably go along with this, but America is still a majority Christian country, and almost no Christians went to go show up and see the movie. Goodbye.